This is the tale of Yogi Bhajan's Tantric Toenails. We begin our story sometime in the mid-1970s with Yogi Bhajan and Guruka Singh of SikhNet lounging around at the Yogi Bhajan Tantric Dera in Espanola, New Mexico.
Hey, Guruka, you fat boy. You want those toenails of mine, right?
Yes, sir. I would love to have the toenails of the Han Tantric. I'll put your toenails in my mitt now, which will give me power over those stupid Punjabi Sikhs, so they'll donate tons of money to me and SikhNet.
Ha ha ha. Yes, you're right, Mr. Fatty. My Mahan Tantric toenails will give you a lot of power to control those idiotic ice cream Sikhs. Guruka, did you ever wonder what was in that gift box I gave Indira Gandhi? Well, I laced some sweets with my tantric toenails so she would attain tantric superpowers. With my tantric powers pulsing through her veins, she'll be able to get rid of those troublemaking Sikhs at the Golden Temple. I also gave gifts of my tantric toenails to my pals at the SGPC and the Akal Takhat. My Swami friend Rishikesh, along with that Modi fellow, also got some of my tantric toenails, which will make them very powerful someday with the RSS Hinduvata government of India. You're almost as fat as me, Guruka. Ha ha ha. Let's go get something to eat. Sea cucumbers were great to get amorous, so I'll order the secretaries here to cook some of those phallic impersonating sea cucumbers whilst we doodle some porn art.
That sounds yummy, sir. I've got my hot socks on, and I'm hot to trot. Let's go. Maybe I'll add some of those Mahan Tantric's toenails to my sea cucumbers to give me some extra power right now.
Well, that ends our little parody. I do want to emphasize how this story is based on true events. My name is Guruka Singh, and I was with the Yogi Bhajan Dera and around Yogi Bhajan for almost 30 years. So I'm familiar with a lot of these stories. And this one in particular, I'm familiar with. These sea cucumbers, which Yogi Bhajan instructed me to buy at the Chinese markets in downtown LA during the 1980s. Now, these sea cucumbers are an endangered marine animal. And the Chinese folk belief attributes male sexual health and aphrodisiac qualities to the sea cucumber, as it physically resembles a phallus and uses a defense mechanism similar to ejaculation, as it stiffens and squirts a jet of water at the aggressor. So no doubt Yogi Bhajan was using and eating these sea cucumbers to enhance his aphrodisiac character. Now, why did I say that? Well, not only did Yogi Bhajan have me buy these poor sea critters there, these sea cucumbers, for consumption, but he also drew this pornographic art, which he gave me back in the 1980s. You can see here his signature here on one of the pieces. says, "Why be there?" June 27th, 1989. This is clearly phallic in nature and completely unbecoming of someone who would call themselves a Sikh, especially someone who would call himself a Sikh leader. He's got power written there, and you can see here he's got God written down here with this phallic symbol. Really disgusting, really. Here's another one. Now, these were published and documented in this book called The Game of Love that Yogi Bhajan published, and should have been called really The Game of Lust. You can see here again some more of these paintings. Now, Yogi Bhajan lived a luxurious lifestyle, as you can see, while his students worked very hard and gave him thousands of dollars. I personally gave him gifts of thousands of dollars while I was in 3HO. Not only that, but gifts worth thousands of dollars as well. Now, getting back to this fingernail story of Gurukas, this is absolutely a true story that Guruka Singh took these fingernails, these toenails of Yogi Bhajan, and he put them in his nitnam, which is completely disgraceful, completely against Sikh teachings, is Beadbi, disrespect of Gurbani. Now, here is the whole article. It was published on 3HO's official site. You can see here Guruka's put his picture there with his wife, and he goes through this whole story in detail. So I'll read here for you just the pertinent paragraphs. Says here, "Then he," this is Yogi Bhajan, "looked at me and extended the wrapped napkin to me, saying, 'You want these, right?' Talking about the fingernails. I replied in the affirmative. He smiled and said, 'They will give you a lot of power and protect you.' I took the folded napkin gratefully and thanked him. Later, when I looked at the 10 perfect crescents, each nail looked to have been tread like a laser beam, etc., the cut edges were perfectly smooth, blah, blah, blah. I kept the nail clippings in the napkin and placed them in my nitnam." Just disgusting how Guruka could put Yogi Bhajan's fingernails in his nitnam or gutka sahib. I've told a few Sikhs about this, and they just can't believe it. But it's true. Here it is right here in black and white, how Guruka Singh talks about this in this article and tells this story. It's just really hard to believe. But this shows the cult following that Yogi Bhajan had and still has with his followers. They believe that Yogi Bhajan is more powerful in death than alive, what they say. So Yogi Bhajan goes on to say how he put these in a locket, Guruka Singh goes on to say how he put these Yogi Bhajan nail clippings in this locket and how they protected him. As Sikhs, we all know that the Guru Granth Sahib is our only protector. Guru Sahib Ji is our only guidance and strength. But the Yogi Bhajan people have done these things that rely on Yogi Bhajan for their power and strength. So you can see right here that Guruka Singh, founder and chief executive of SikhNet, and he's doing these things unbelievable. Now, let's go on to look at some other evidence about the Beadbi being carried on by Guruka Singh and the SikhNet people over there, the Yogi Bhajan people. I'm going to play for you a video which shows how Guruka and the SikhNet people support and promote this dancing to Gurbani. There was a group that did Gurbani to their dance album, and SikhNet comes out with this video which is just completely unbelievable how they promote and endorse this dancing to Gurbani. Just listen for yourself.
Oftentimes, I hear topics about people talking about dancing and how dancing is something that is against the Sikh lifestyle, against the Sikh way of life. And I've thought about this often, and I've gone through other processes on my own looking at this, and
the universe is dancing. The atoms are dancing. The molecules are dancing. The cells in your body are dancing. The energy is dancing. Everything is dancing. Everything is dancing to the Shabbat. The whole universe is moving and dancing. Dancing. Dancing is life. This isn't about dancing. This is about somebody's judgment. Does this mean that as you go up and you become 9, 10 on the holy meter, that means you should always sit absolutely seriously and never move around? Because the more still you sit, the holier you are. You think it's disrespectful to move your body? Look, this is about somebody's judgment about energy in the second chakra. That when you're dancing, there's juice, there's a flow, there's the energy is moving, right? And in that, there's an ecstasy. If you want to express that energy through your second chakra, and you know you want to bump and grind and everything, that's how that energy is coming out. But when you act afraid of it, and you say, that's wrong, that's bad, that's lust, this dancing is wrong, therefore, then it becomes all dancing is wrong. Where do you draw the line between good dancing and bad dancing? Between right dancing and wrong dancing? Right? Then you have to say, well, we'll just say all dancing is bad. That's okay. You can say whatever you want. God is still dancing. That's the nature of God. To be moving, to be dancing, to be in a rhythm, to be in a beat. It's the nature of life. The first Shabad that a child hears is the mother's heartbeat. The beat of the heart, the flow of the blood in the mother. That primal rhythm is embedded in the consciousness and being of the child. So is music and beat and dancing, all these things are just totally natural part of life. It's just that somebody has made some judgment. This is right, this is wrong, this is holy, this is not holy. Understand, sexual energy is sexual energy. The question is not, you should do it or shouldn't do it. The question is, what are you doing? Are you doing it consciously? Are you understanding what's happening? Are you experiencing it with joy? Are you creating some pain through doing it? Are you manipulating somebody through doing it? All of this is about intent and about understanding.
All right, so here's some more video of Guruka and Gurmustak Singh talking about their Yogi Bhajan people worshipping idols.
So this question was from one user, and it says, why do white Sikhs worship Hindu gods, idols, and fire worship? I can't understand this since it's banned in Sikhism.
So my question would be, when did you stop beating your wife?
And all of a sudden you think, oh my God, is this true? And I get emails from people, they see something online and some picture, or they see some like, you know, this user asked about idols and Hindu worship. I mean, just from what I've seen of things, I mean, somebody equates having a picture or a statue as, if that's the fact that it's there, that people worship it. And
But so what's wrong with worshiping as Hindus worship? What's wrong with worshiping if you're really worshiping from your heart? I go to the Hanuman temple and see everyone there is worshiping, and there's a Hanuman statue and all that. What they're doing is wrong. What I'm doing is right. It's still the trap of the opposites, right and wrong, good and bad. It's still that place in your mind. So why is any worship bad? Worship comes from the heart. It's a personal relationship between you and the infinity. You can never criticize that. Rituals are rituals. Guru always criticized rituals, always told people, question why you're doing something. Are you doing it because you're going through the motions, or are you doing it with consciousness? So it's, again, what do you bring to it? So somebody has a construct in their mind of the way things are, and then they try to fit everything into that construct, right? Oh, look, there's another piece that fits into my construct, right? Now, there's a piece too. Look, they're bowing to something, must be something bad. Put that in. Now I have my construct that I got all my little pieces, but I only took the ones that fit and put them in because I'm very attached to my construct. I like it. It's my construct, So I'm looking for pieces that will fit into it. That's not the neutral mind. That's just how the ego works, that you want to feel right. Look, my construct has been validated, If you train your neutral mind so that it works, then you can evaluate each thing and not be stuck trying to fit it into your construct of what already exists.
All right, so then we heard Guruka espouse his completely anti and un-Sikh-like philosophy about how it's okay to worship these idols and do these Hindu worships. And I want to point out how this former Jathedar of the Akal Takhat, Guruka Bhajan Singh, came to Espanyol there in 2014, October 2014. And this former Jathedar completely ignored the idols, the Hindu worship that was going on there at the Yogi Bhajan Dera. You can see here these big statues of Ganesha that were right at the entrance there that this former Jathedar had to have seen. But he had said nothing to the Yogi Bhajan people. You can see there Yogi Bhajan's fake title that he took on, the Sri Singh Sahib title there. This is right at the entrance to this Yogi Bhajan Dera. Why is a statue of Ganesha there, the Yogi Bhajan Dera, at the entrance? And you can see here the Jathedar had to have walked down this path to the entrance to the Gurdwara, and you can see here that murti there that I showed you earlier, people bowing to. These are some serious questions that really need to be addressed. Sikhs are very concerned about this idol worship, this Hindu worship that's going on there at the Yogi Bhajan Dera. Now this same Swami, who you can see here with this former Jathedar from Rishikesh, he's in this picture here with these Hinduvata terror cases. And this is particularly of interest right now because Sikhs are being persecuted there and being killed when they protest peacefully by this Hinduvata, pro-Hinduvata government. You can see here the Hinduvata flag being flown over the army vehicles there. And the same Swami who knew Yogi Bhajan for many years and did the Hindu last rites for Yogi Bhajan, which I showed earlier in these photos. Here he is giving the RSS chief here this Encyclopedia of Hinduism. So this is the plan there in India for the Hinduvata to control all of India and have everybody be Hindus by 2020. They want to get rid of the Sikhs. And Guruka Singh wants your money. He wants these donations. Don't let him have them.
So my request to you is that you...
Here's one of his recent videos where he's asking, begging for donations. Don't give him the money,
We're beginning
because
now
you can see what they use it